Across India, construction workers play a vital role in shaping the country's physical and economic landscape. It is their labor that builds our homes, roads, and institutions, contributing nearly 9% to India's GDP. Yet, many remain disconnected from the welfare systems designed to protect them. Recognizing their contribution, governments at both state and central levels have introduced several welfare schemes, from labor cards to health cover, insurance, and education support for workers' families. These initiatives lay the groundwork for a more just and accessible welfare system. Yet, for many workers, barriers like limited awareness, complex procedures, and delays still stand in the way. At Intersaction, we work alongside governments and communities to bridge these last mile gaps, so that rights reach those who built the nation. This film follows a few workers in Varanasi and their journeys navigating these systems. Himanshu has worked as a painter for 6 years. He balances his work with his studies and shares family responsibilities with his father, who also works in construction.
मेरा नाम हिमांशु पटेल, मैं कंचनपुर का निवासी। मैं पेंटिंग लाइन का काम करता हूँ। आज 6 साल हो गया काम करते हुए। पिताश्री मेरे BHU में कंस्ट्रक्शन का काम करते हैं, टेंडर लेके अपना। मेरा ये पेंटिंग लाइन से 2 है। मैं इससे पढ़ता भी हूँ, घर का भी मेंटेनेंस देखता हूँ। हम लोग के काम में बहुत सारी ऐसी समस्याएं हैं। ऐसे इस समय धूप है, धूप में काम हो नहीं पाएगा, और हम लोग अगर काम नहीं करेंगे तो खा नहीं पाएंगे। ऐसी ऐसी समस्या है। और कहीं झूला का काम है तो कहीं बांस का काम है, तो उसमें अगर आदमी गिर जाता है तो मालिक उसको पेमेंट नहीं देगा, उसको अपने जेब से लगाना होगा। नहीं, लेबर कार्ड के बारे में हमको तो कोई जानकारी नहीं है। मालिक पैसा नहीं दिया, जो बिल्डर मालिक था वो भी नहीं दिया। वहाँ से अब ऐसे ऐसे समस्या आती हैं हम लोग के इस लाइन में, कंस्ट्रक्शन साइड में।
Yet, despite working for 6 years, Himanshu had never heard of the labour card. He didn't know that such a scheme existed or that he was eligible for welfare entitlement. This reflects the first barrier, lack of awareness. When workers are unaware of their rights and entitlements, the system, however well designed, doesn't reach them. Vijay got his labour card a few years ago through a camp in his area. But he was never told that it required renewal or how to apply for specific benefits. The card remained unused and he never received any financial support.
मेरा नाम विजय कुमार है। लेबर कार्ड का जानकारी तो हम लोग को गांव में ही मिला। कुछ लोग आए थे वो बनाने के लिए, तो कुछ लोग बताए कि लेबर कार्ड यहाँ पर बनाएंगे लोग लैपटॉप से। तब हमको जानकारी मिला और हम लोग गए। वहाँ कुछ लोग थे, करीब 20-25 लोग वहाँ पर थे। लेबर कार्ड से हमको कोई फ़ायदा नहीं मिला। सर, इसकी जानकारी हमको नहीं था, इसलिए हम रेनवल नहीं कराए।
This is the second barrier, non-renewal. A card alone does not guarantee access. Potential benefits go unclaimed without clear follow-up or application guidance. Vijay received his labour card several years ago through a local camp, but no one explained what came next. He didn't know it had to be renewed. He didn't know that benefits required additional forms. When he later tried to update it, the lines were long. He was asked to come back the next day again and again. Eventually, he stopped trying. Vijay's story reflects 2 barriers. First, activation without guidance, where a card is issued but never used. Second, procedural access, where attempts to re-engage are met with friction, delay, and loss of confidence. One worker has spent over 20 years in the construction sector. He manages his own contracts, supervises his team, and works every day. He's heard of the labour card, but never understood what it was for and never applied.
सर, मेरा नाम सुरेंद्र कुमार पटेल है। मैं 20 से 22 साल के बीच में काम मैं करता हूँ, और मेरे 2 भाई हैं और 2 बच्चे हैं। समस्या सर, समस्या तो उनको नहीं समझ में आता है। मतलब जो मैं अपने काम में जहाँ मैं जाता हूँ, थोड़ा सा दिमाग में रहता है कि कैसे काम करना है, किस हिसाब से लेबर कहाँ से लाएं कैसे, तो इस हिसाब से अपना एक शेड्यूल बना के मैं चलता हूँ। लेबर कार्ड के बारे में तो मुझे जानता हूँ, नाम सुना हो, लेकिन इसके बारे में जानकारी नहीं है मुझे। अगर ज़रूरत पड़ता तो मैं किसी से ज़रूर कॉन्टेक्ट करता इसके बारे में जानने के लिए। सर अभी इसके बारे में मुझे मतलब ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ा, इसलिए मैं इसके बारे में जानना ही नहीं चाहा। परेशानियाँ तो सर काम है तो आना है तय है, कुछ परेशानियाँ सही हो जाती है, कुछ परेशानियाँ नहीं सही हो पाती, तो इसमें चलता रहता है।
His story reflects a different kind of exclusion, long-term disconnection. Without proactive communication and outreach, many experienced workers never engage with formal processes at all. These stories reflect challenges that can be addressed.
मैंने वाराणसी के लगभग 9 लेबर चौकों पर विजिट किया। काफ़ी इंसाइट्स वहाँ से निकले। मैंने देखा कि जितने भी वर्कर्स हैं काम के सिलसिले में इधर से उधर भटकते रहते हैं। कभी 2 दिन यहाँ काम करेंगे तो कभी 2 दिन वहाँ काम करेंगे। कभी कभी तो पूरे दिन काम न मिलने की वजह से लेबर चौक पर बैठे रह जाते हैं। लेबर कार्ड अगर है भी किसी वर्कर के पास तो स्कीम की अवेयरनेस नहीं है।
Indus Action partners with governments and communities to help bridge these delivery gaps. Through outreach, facilitation and feedback from the ground, we support efforts to make welfare systems more accessible, responsive and citizen-focused.
From my experience and our understanding, many workers who are genuinely eligible for these welfare schemes are not even aware that such a provision exists in the system. Awareness is one very, very big challenge. Along with that, I feel while workers are aware, they're not aware of the processes of how to apply to these welfare schemes. They are also not even aware that they have to renew their membership every year to take the benefits of these schemes. Because of that, I think workers face a lot of challenge in getting access to these schemes. So at Indus Action, as we work with the Building or Other Construction Workers Welfare Board in Uttar Pradesh, our main role is to take the voice of the citizen, which is the end beneficiary, and make sure the policy as well as the processes are aligned to make the process easier for the beneficiary to access the benefits. UP seems to be at the forefront of this, given they are already working on building a family ID database for all citizens in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So this can actually help in micro-targeting and getting to the people versus people being expected to get to the state to actually accessing benefits. The size and the scale of the state gives us examples of a model that can be easily replicated.
Trust is not built through promises. It is built when people see the system working. When information is clear, support arrives on time, and someone checks back, trust begins to grow. We're already seeing it on the ground. Messages reaching workers, entitlements reaching homes, and field teams returning to ensure no one is left behind. India's welfare systems are evolving, and efforts are being made every day to make them stronger, simpler, and more inclusive. But for millions of construction workers, real change begins when awareness meets action and when policies are supported by patient hands on the ground. When governments, communities, and organizations work together, the gap between intent and impact starts to close. We've seen what's possible: a message delivered, a child enrolled, a card renewed, and with each step, trust begins to take root. Because buried beneath the noise, the forms, and the long waits, there are stories of hope, of progress, and of people reaching for what is theirs. These are not just broken systems, these are rights in the rubble.